today, we're very happy to have Donald Andreoli here. Donald was born in Italy and raised in Veta. He was adopted by some nice people from Veta, and he was raised here. And, well, I was adopted too, so I always remember Donald. So, not only was it, also he was Italian, so I remember that too. But anyway, I've known him for many years, and he's just a great guy, and he's traveled the world. And today he's willing to share, if you came last year, he told us a lot about Italy, his native country. But today he's going to talk about his trip to South Africa. And he's got some artifacts here for you to look at, and just some amazing photographs and stories. And thank you so much, John, for coming us today.
Thank you, Mitzi.
Really appreciate it.
How many of you have been to Africa? Oh my gosh, what am I doing here? I'm going there. South Africa. And I narrowed it down a little bit. This is what we're going to be doing today. He's taking a South African trip from here to here to here. In 2015, we started here, 17, 19. We just come back from Namibia in September and October of last year. So I will show you some new pictures from there, and then the original video will detail this area right in here. This is my third trip down to South Africa, and I've enjoyed it tremendously. Who made it enjoyable is our guide. We had a great guide. Very intellectual, very smart, very hardworking, family man, got 2 little ones. They're back home holding the fort down. I didn't really know that he was going to be here this week. We just left him in Africa 2 months ago. And Gerhard Koch, our friend right here, stand up here, take a bow here. And he shows up. He was the guy that took us on this trip. I said, well, I don't have to say nothing. He's here. So if anybody wants to take a trip to South Africa, contact him after the video. He'll give you all the information. Because that's what he's doing here in the United States. He's trying to make some arrangements for other safaris, photo safaris, any kind of safaris you want. That's the guy right here. Okay. We froze him this morning up at the lake playing with the snow, because they don't have snow down in South Africa. And he was cold. I was comfortable. He was cold. Okay? And thank you, Peggy. Peggy's my little girl. Her and I grew up together here in Veta. She's my other musician. Yeah. And Mitzi's grandpa used to buy my 4-H cap here every year. I'd take it down to Charlie's store. That was the old days. Can't do that no more. I never won the championship or the grand champion, but I always got the second highest money. That's all I needed. I can't eat a ribbon, I can use the cash. Okay. Anyway, this trip, the reason all of these items are here, my friend Susan Bassett and Linda, retired teachers, went with us. So we all 4 were together during, okay, we'll have to get the computer back up again. This trip to South Africa, Susan has made 2 trips with me. Linda's made, what, 5 trips, and I've made 3. The reason we choose South Africa, because it's less populous, very little, I mean, they depend on tourism, don't get me wrong. But I saw the difference between 2015 and 2019, the amount of Japanese Orientals showing up at the scene. And I was going, what the hell's up with these guys? Where are you coming from? The Germans and the Chinese and the Orientals are flooding South Africa right now. When they get off the bus, they look like, y'all seen the movie Star Wars? With all the people with, well, they look just like that getting off the bus. And all 150 of them getting back on the bus with their little masks on, and they're trying to breathe, and they're trying to, I said, take it off. You got fresh air here. Breathe. You don't have smog down here in South Africa. But we stopped at a little place called Solitary. Anybody hear of Solitary? It is solitary, trust me. But in this little town of Solitary, there's a bakery, gas station, swimming pool, hotel, tire repair place, bakery, and a nice restaurant, and a hot air balloon ride. There must be 20 people here. That's all there is there. But it's the only place you can get ice, cold drinks, water, something to eat. And if you fail to stop there, you're going to be in trouble down the road, because it's a long ways down the road. Trust me. We've been there. Dusty roads, rough roads. You stop at Solitary, freshen up, gas up, get your water, hit the road, Jack, because it's a long ways to the next stop. Okay? Well, during the balloon side, I've got some photos from while we were rising up on the balloon. That was the thing I went for. He said, "I can get you a hot air balloon ride." I said, "I'm going. I'm out of here." Because I love hot air balloon rides. Susan wanted to go see what?
I don't know.
There was a special, you wanted to do something. Linda just likes to go to South Africa. But anyway, the girls had brought some South African jewelry and items here. We'd like for you to come up after the show, take a look at them, because these are all handmade from the people out in the boonies. This is not town shopping. This is out there in the boonies. I mean, these tribes, the women tribes, you'll see some of these pictures. They're out there making this jewelry. They wear the jewelry. Come up here for a second.
Well, this wasn't on the side of the road. This
No.
is all paper.
This is all paper. Very unique. Even the earrings are all made out of paper. Quite unique. And I thought, well, that's pretty good. Then all the bracelets. Then this little guy. Anybody know who this is? That's a silkworm. We stopped at a silkworm factory. They were raising them and then making silk. So we went in and they were spinning the silk, colorizing the silk in different colors. And then after these guys are no good, they roast them up, put a little salt on them, and hey, you got some good calories here.
Oh, yeah.
Little chalky, but not bad.
Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken, yeah, looks like chicken, yeah, it tastes like chicken, yeah. And then we have some, what kind of, what are these?
From the lava palm.
From the lala palm.
Yeah,
And this is the actual nut itself.
that's great, yeah.
Elephants love these. Trouble is, they eat them, they come out the same way. Exactly the same, except without the string. They don't have a string on them. The guys put the strings on them later, and the whole nut is in a brown color. And when they see you coming, they'll meet you at the airport, stand anywhere. "What's your name? What's your name?" "Jim." So he puts it on his elbow over here, takes a little knife and chops away, and pretty soon he's got his name spelled there, like he's got Susan over here. Now you owe him some money, because he wants some money. It ain't free. Anyway, we got caught up, and she got one, I got one, my kids got one, everybody got one of these nuts. These are cute little gifts. And they put the little leather band on them, and we can pass this around, but you can see the meticulous artwork that they do there with their little pocket knives. And these guys are all over the place. Okay?
Oh, how cool.
The jewelry and the plates that they make down here in South Africa from their woods, all of these are out there. Just, I mean, you can find them anywhere almost to buy. Beautiful, beautiful work. The one here with the little with the little giraffe inside of it. Cute little dish. And you have to watch, because you want to bring everything home. You can't do that, okay? You're not going to make it through customs. They got big ones, bigger ones, little ones, so we have to stay with little ones, so we can put in a suitcase and hide them and bring them home. And things like this with the black wood, beautiful work. I mean, these people will do about anything to earn $1. Okay? That's South Africa. It's very nice, it's beautiful, it's clean. We never were in danger at any time while we was in South Africa. Of course, Gerhard always said, "Today we have not had a fight. Today's a good day for a good fight." I says, "Okay, we'll have a fight." But he's the man that knows everything. And on this trip, you'll see us, he'll try to teach us about elephants, the footing of the elephants, how they walk, where they walk, if they're walking forward, backwards, front feet, back feet. He taught me all of that on the very first trip. A very well-educated man. He's got to be educated to meet the people of the world, because he gets them from all over the place. We just happen to come from Colorado. Okay? I told him, I said, "You need to come here and play in the snow." We had him in the snow. He didn't like the snow all that much, but he played with it, okay? So I took him up to the ranch up here, and he did like the ranch. It's quite a bit of snow up there at the ranch yet. So, if we have, anyway, he speaks 4 different languages. Would you mind telling the group the 4 languages you speak? You're going to love this.
I can speak Afrikaans, English, a little bit of Setswana, and bullshit. I'm fluent
We got a
in
lot of
bullshit.
bullshit. All right. We're going to, Linda, tell us about this hat. You might have seen these in videos or movies somewhere, women wearing this kind of garment.
I'm not sure. I think so.
There's a specific, the native African, the black Africans are divided up into tribes, which I can't pronounce them, or won't distinguish. In one group, this is a traditional headdress. And Susan and Susan's got a smaller head than I have.
I just looked at the color.
She bought it because it was red, but it happened to fit. And I have a black and white one at home. And these were gifted to us when we were in Southern Africa. So, this is fun.
What's it made of?
Just like you wrote. It's a straw or a grass or something. I'm not really sure. Come up afterwards and try it on. You'll look great.
We'll make you the king of the day.
Okay.
You gotta get the
And this is
nutrition.
the United States, Colorado tourist. Quite as chic and elegant, but
Linda and Susan are retired school teachers. Linda taught down in Manzanola, where I'm from. Susan retired from Rocky Ford School. So now that she's retired, we can travel a little bit more. We don't have to wait for the summertime. Also, the girls brought the silk back from the silk factory where the little guys were at. Where'd you go? Right here, these little guys. They bought additional silk scarf made from those little guys right there. So come up after the video and look at those. It did some beautiful artwork and some handwork. So I want to get into the video, and we're going to be stopping and talking about it as we go along. Gerhard, Linda, and Susan will help me out here. I'll be in the back there, and we'll see if hopefully, if you have any questions, just speak up. Okay? Hope you enjoy the show. Thank you.
How many days were you?
How many days were we, Gerhard?
14 days.
14.
Thank you.
Do you want some more lights out, John, or is that good?
Yeah, go ahead and kill all the lights.
Turn off the lights?
Yeah. This, on Google Earth here, just to show you where we were at a little bit closer. We've been to Zimbabwe, we've been to Mozambique, we've been to Swaziland, you got the Indian Ocean over here, and then we've been to Botswana, and then we've been to Namibia. If you look real carefully right down here in this corner, from right here to here is the sand dunes. 450 miles of sand dunes. And you will see a couple of these pictures from the sand dunes because it meets the Atlantic Ocean over here, just very beautiful. You climb on top of these sand dunes, and the other side is your ocean. Most beautiful place on earth.
Alamosa cannot touch these sand dunes. They were huge.
Yeah, our little ones over in Alamosa, they're just a little spot in the road there.
They're very nice, but they're small.
Now we did go to, we had to fly into Windhoek over here. Once we flew in from, who did we fly in from, Linda?
We flew into Mon once, which is just below the Okavango Delta.
Okay, well we flew into Johannesburg first.
Johannesburg, South Africa.
Johannesburg, South Africa, yeah. And then once we did that, we had to fly back to Namibia the last time around. First time around, we hung around Botswana. Now this whole area down here is a very safe area to be. Not much is going on except tourism, tourists, safaris, photo safaris, any kind of safaris you want. Mr. Gerhard over here will tell you all about it. He'll make the arrangement for you. And he would like to have a group, at least 3 to 6 to 7 people, that makes it worthwhile for him to put something together for you. He makes all the arrangements. All you gotta do is show up at the airport, he'll pick you up, and you're off and running. Okay, we'll get off of here. I'm going to flag all of these so then we can do a internal slideshow here. If I get the right one, okay. And we're going to put this at about a 10-second delay here. As you can tell, a lot of these words are African, German, and
Unpronounceable.
British. This is a police stop station. There's a Namibia flag up there. And you guys water tank. These are some of the conditions that people in. What you see in the middle right there. Anybody know what that is right there? Termite mound. You got brown ones, you got white ones, you got red ones. This we stopped at a shop, the Wood Shoppers. There's about 75 little shops. And you can go in and there's Susan with her friend with all the little curios and things that she brought over here.
What time of year were you there?
This was in September, October.
Thank you.
There's reasons why we go at that time of the year. Number one, it's cooler. I can't stand the heat, so we like the cool weather. Number two, there's no kids running around. Okay, so you do have tourists, but the kids are back in school. Number three, all the trees are somewhat de-leafed. And when you're a photographer, like Linda and I are, we like to have things that we can see through the trees. We want to see the animals. Yeah, they do have a John Deere implement place down there. Somebody from Texas left a license plate down there once upon a time. This was a neat little hotel we stayed at. Swimming pool, very nice. They got little cans for a little water wheel up there, which I thought was kind of unique for these people to come up with things like that. But our object, this is a motel room we stayed inside. You got an air conditioner up here, nice little bed. And on this side of the room we have the cooler, the bathroom. As soon as it changes here, there we go. There's the bathroom here, you got a cooler, TV. We roughed it. Okay, I want you to know we roughed it.
But the morning before, they had killed a big snake out there.
They killed a big snake. Now these, what are these, Gerhard?
Eland.
Elands.
Yeah.
These were just right behind the hotel here.
And they're big.
They are extremely big. I mean, they're about as big as our Brahma bulls here in Dallas. Now these guys are gathering grass along the road for hut making or hut repair. They bundle it up, somebody will come by, pick it up, pay them for it, and that's how they make their money. And right along the road.
They also sell it as animal feed that time of the year.
They also feed for feed?
Yeah.
Okay. These are some of the conditions. I mean, they got some stacked up in here. Now this little place, the name of it's right down here at the bottom. I may have to stop this one and tell you more about this one because I'll let it play out here for just a minute. There's Susan trying to play with the little kids, giving some candy.
And there was more coming over the fence.
Yeah, the kids are climbing over the fence to get here. This is a strangulation tree. And it wraps itself around other trees till it strangles it. And it takes years to do that. You can see it right there, quite unique, these strangulation trees.
Is that a symbiotic thing, or does it kill the
I'm not
tree?
sure.
Okay.
This is artwork on the walls of this place we were at. They have little shops inside. You can buy a little cold drink, curios. But this artwork on the walls I thought was just fantastic. They did a great job. So I had to photograph that. Let me, I'm not sure if I can put a stop on that or not. No, Yes, I can, okay. Now this is one of the other better motels or hotels we stayed at. This is the entryway to it. And outside we got walking lawnmowers. There's nobody out there cutting grass. These guys just walk around there and mow the grass. Beautiful, beautiful animals. And inside they got a great big termite mound. I mean, these things are 10 to 12, 15 feet high.
Is that dirt?
Is that dirt,
Yes.
Gerhard?
It's good,
As you can see, we roughed it again, swimming pool, bar. We had some beautiful, beautiful rooms here. We stayed here quite a bit, traveled a lot. Then we got to play with the
Mongoose.
mongoose. These guys, there was about 15 or 20 of them. And they liked sugar packets. They liked Gerhardt's chicken wings right here. He's over there now munching on it. And we even got a chance to pet them a couple of times. But they're just like a bunch of kids. As long as we were there, they didn't bother our food. As soon as we left the table, 25 of them jumped on that table and tore the place up. Now you see your wild boars. They tear the heck out of the ground right here. They'll eat. They don't bother you if you don't bother them. Then the groundkeeper comes along and he puts the dirt back in there, patches the grass back up, and go on down the road. Now where was this at?
Etosha.
Ecosha Park. This is one of the big ones down there
Namibia.
Yes.
in Namibia, right. These guys were taking an afternoon siesta here under the tree. Now this is a jackal, correct?
Yes, black back.
Okay. They almost look like our dingo dogs up here. Now what is this one?
Tory bastard. It's the
Tory bastard.
heaviest flying bird in the world.
They fly, they really fly?
They did right, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow.
How tall? How tall?
Oh, they're,
4 feet?
yeah, their heads are way high.
Okay, all right.
Then this is the usual scenery that you see here. These look like our antelopes in here. Then this guy was taking a nap.
Besides.
He was on our right side, which we didn't know because we were looking at a couple of wild dead animals on the left. He was sleeping to the right.
Not 6
That's why you don't get out of the vehicles, people. You stay in the vehicle. Now this is the white rhino or the black rhino?
Black rhino.
The black rhino.
Yes.
We found him in a watering hole.
Is this in the wild or is this a preserve?
This is all,
It's in the wild.
this is in the wild.
It's a national park, yeah.
This is all in the wild. All of these animals are. But some people have gotten very lucky and provided water. So guess what? It draws the animals into the water hole.
Beautiful.
Okay? Now this is an old elephant, correct?
Yep.
He's very old. All the knots on his head and whatnot, very old. He's also got a broken tusk.
Oh, wow.
I went ahead and took the color off of this picture and just made it into a black and white, which really stands out.
That's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
This is how they rest their trunk. I've never seen that till this time around. And I thought, what's wrong with the elephants?
Yeah, really.
There's our dead cow over here. What is that?
Blue wildebeest.
And then we got 1, 2, 3 lions right there resting and eating. The jackal over here says, can I come and help? And they said, I don't think so. We sat there for about an hour and watched this little scenario between these guys and this jackal. Then we went to, how do you say that one?
Okapuyu.
Okahuil. Okay, another park. Now once you go into these parks, there's a time limit. Once you go in, and if you don't come out when the park closes, you sleep in your car in the park. You notice the roads? I love sign roads there. There's a 1 horsepower wagon. These are some of the huts of the, let me get my little cheat sheets here. The Humba tribe women, the ones that paint themselves in red. This is their living conditions. There they are here. They're mostly naked, except for the bottom. Kids are sometimes dressed. Susan was trying to give them some candy.
Are they nomadic or are they settled?
They settled. And they're trying to rip the paper off the candy.
Their parents are gonna really love that.
But they fix their hair that way every day. They put the red on every day. And they take it off every night.
Do you know what that means, or?
No, I don't. Now, these were the gals that were making, they were selling trinkets, and Susan and them were stopping along, and these were the younger girls, they were the babies, selling along the road in their trinkets. That's how they make their money.
And where are the men, and what are they doing?
The men are off taking care of either get cutting grass or getting wood.
Okay.
Yeah, the women are doing all the jewelry up here.
And this literally was on a dirt road?
Yeah, a dirt road in the middle of
I don't know
nowhere.
where they came from.
Now, if you need a ride to go to work somewhere, if you can catch somebody who's got a vehicle, pile in. Otherwise, you're not going to get to work on time. And you can see they're dressed in the same with the red hair, red everything. I mean, they're beautiful looking people. They're just strange to us because we don't see that on a normal basis. This is their normal garb right here in dressing.
Looks awfully warm.
Yeah, they put some piles on. They piled on some clothes. And this was in our 70, 75 degrees. I mean, I was comfortable down there. And it was starting to get warm when we left. Was it time for us to get back to Colorado where it's cool? Now, this is a salt. There's a lot of salt mining being done down in South Africa. And along the road, there's these little tables and a little cash box right here. You can stop and pick up a block of rock salt, take it home with you, just leave some money in the little can on your trustworthiness and take you home some salt, which we all did. And if you find a better rock salt, go exchange it. Now we stayed at the Cape Cross Lodge. This was a beautiful place. There's a jackal out here. They also provided him with water so he can drink water because the ocean is right next to us over here. If you notice all these rooms, they face the ocean side.
Who owns the motels in the tourist industry? Who runs it?
It's all private except in the parks. It's also then run by concession holders and things like that, but it's all mostly private.
What group of people?
White people? White and black. Many of these countries force you to have black partners involved as well.
Oh, wow.
Look at that, fresh oysters, chips. Fish and chips is the big thing down there because you're right next to the ocean, so you always get fresh fish. Then we went to a seal colony. Thousands and thousands for miles of seals. Of course, they harvest them, and I had to take some cute pictures of these little guys because the little babies are going around looking for their mamas. Mamas don't care. They're all playing in the water.
And it stunk.
And it stunk. I mean, they were birthing, they were mating, you know, there's the ocean right there. A lot of them just go out. Here's the jackal, look at him right here. He's eating the afterbirths and stuff for all the newborns and whatnot. So he's well fed. He doesn't kill to be killing, he don't have to. Yeah, I mean, we were standing right next to them. They don't bother you, they don't care. Look at there, all over through here.
I think they told us 150,000 right there in that
Oh, my.
spot.
And is this just natural or is this a preserve?
It's a preserve, but it's been natural like that for hundreds of years.
I mean, nobody touches them, they just
First
leave them alone.
discoverers of Africa stopped there to replenish.
You see the tourist park out here, and we just walk among them. Thousands of them.
They're not dangerous.
No. They're finally got used to human beings. Look at them getting back over here.
Oh, my.
Just all over the place. This was a sight to behold for me, and I'm going, my God. Now this is Skeleton Island, where the old ships ran aground and got stuck, and that's where they stayed. And the birds have taken over, landing out of here, so that's their little spot to go out and just sit. You can tell by the name, there's a lot of German accent to it, a lot of English. Everybody down here speaks English. They will speak English to you. The Strand was the newest motel we stayed at. Very nice, very classy, very uptown. Very nice. In fact, they were still putting in palm trees on the outside, right around here while we were there. They were still working on the outside grounds yet.
And all of our rooms face the ocean.
All that up here, we all face the ocean all the time. Gorgeous place. This is the outside of it there. This is the outside market. As you can see, they got vendors and all laying down their stuff. Right across the hotel here, there's these vendors. Once they get your number, you're not leaving without buying something. This is a school class. The teacher's got her school kids out here on the front lawn by the motel.
Are you in Windhoek here, or where?
This is Swakopmund.
Oh, okay.
This is the coastline of the place here. Now, does that look like an Italian dish or what? Yeah! We asked them, I said, bring one of those. That was good food. You see those dishes and the pots? And, I mean, they make this stuff by the thousands. Then we get to the flamingos. Anybody know how the flamingos get their pink legs?
That's what they eat.
Shrimp, eating shrimp.
It's the shrimp they eat.
You sure?
That's what the books say.
That's what the book says, huh? You want to tell them how they get pink legs?
I wasn't on that part of the trip.
They're using a lot of seawater, desalinizing it, then sending the salt water down on the flats, and they walk around and the salt turns their legs pink. And they do eat a lot of the shrimp as well. Now this is Boo Boo, isn't it?
Baby Boo.
Baby Boo. This is a seal, and once we left the land, he jumped on the boat with us. We were moving, he just decided to jump up there. This guy caught a free ride on the motor while we were going out in the ocean. We were on a catamaran, taking a little trip out in the ocean. And then the little pelican decided to join us.
That's the Atlantic.
That's the Atlantic.
Correct.
Boo Boo got off, he had to go back, and then the pelican jumped in. Then these guys are all over the place. The pelican's still here, waiting for his fish, and he feeds them. And those birds will actually stay with the boat speed until he picks it up out of his hand. And it was just neat to watch.
What's the background industry there? What's going on? Is that just boating? Or
It's just boating, just fishing and boating.
the big cranes and all that?
Big
There's a harbor, there's a big harbor.
Oh,
There's a
it's
big harbor,
Okay,
right.
thank you.
But lots and lots and lots of pink flamingos there. There's beautiful pictures down there. You just can't shoot enough pictures. Between Linda and I, we probably took about 7,000 pictures.
Wow.
But you're only there for the day, so you shoot as much as you can, anything you can, and there's your salt mines right there. There's your outside salt. And then you come home and throw away the bad ones, but you shoot as much as you can because you're not going. Here's your salt water,
Oh, wow, that's.
and this is why your flamingos get pink feet and pink feathers.
So are they a drought then and they need the water for consumption?
The water's very, it's a valuable supply.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Like
they
South
bring a lot
Africa,
of
the
right.
same.
Right. Now this is the sand dunes, part of the sand dune. They took us out on a sand dune ride, and here's our little group that we hanged around with. Here's our group right here, and we had fun on these sand dunes because the ocean is right back here on the backside.
Wow.
This is a beautiful picture right here. You ride up on there, don't go down because you're going to go in the Atlantic Ocean. This is from the top looking down the ocean, from on top of the sand dunes.
How'd you get up there? Did you climb?
We drove up. The boys took us up on their Toyota Jeeps, 4x4.
Okay.
And then they took us, you can see the footsteps, and we climbed and we stay on this ridge. And the boys were kind of showing off for us, and they were just doing stupid things, but I enjoyed it. You know, it's all right. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then we stopped and had a little champagne, a little cheese and crackers and stuff. It was a fun trip. And again, Mr. Gerhard over here, he made this all possible for us to have a good time. And a lot of holes and dips through these all the way up. They're just absolutely gorgeous.
That's yellow, isn't it, the sand?
It's a goldish color.
Yeah.
Then we got the little baby ostriches. The other day I was at Walmart to pick up a feather duster, and lo and behold, it said made in South Africa. From these guys right here.
And this was in the middle of nowhere.
Out in the sand dunes of nowhere.
And they're dangerous.
Now this is a little town of Solitaire.
Oh.
Okay, this is the old pumps, but they do have new gas station pumps. Here's the eatery, the McGregor's Bakery. A German guy owned it for years, then an Italian guy bought it, so he's keeping it going. They make the best apple cakes and pies in the world. They sell the heck out of them every day. And there's a few, yeah, those guys. Then we, this is a typical African style up in here, but the motel rooms were very nice. They had your own bathroom, running water, hot water, and they have to almost haul their water in, and then they stack it on big barrels so then you can have pressure. This guy was outside my room out here, and I played with him for a couple hours.
What is he?
These are all little baby mongoose.
Cute face and
Great face.
Ricky Ticky Tack.
About the time the Japanese people were coming toward me, they would just start yakking and talking, and then I'd go, shh. What? I said, shh. They finally saw the animals, and then they shut up, and they come up and took pictures and jumped on the bus, and away they went. Well, we had a nice swimming pool to play in. Then we went to go see the leopards.
Cheetah.
Cheetah.
Or cheetahs, excuse me.
How far away were you taking this?
About 10 feet. About from here, from here to the screen.
Yeah.
Done.
Yes.
We were half of that.
Well, some of them were closer to that.
We were 6 foot from some of them.
Well, some of them came right up to the vehicle because we were in a vehicle.
Is it?
And the guy told us, he says, as long as you
It's a
stay in the
sanctuary.
vehicle, they won't
It's
attack you.
a
I said, okay, that's
Mom
cool.
with 7 cubs. There's
7
7
cubs, yeah.
in there. My mom's pretty old. And so they took us in on day 3 and told us not to worry because they eat on day 4. And we had the wrong color vehicle, so they wouldn't attack. So we were right by them.
Very close, open G.
Try to get them to do this and snap a picture. You just have to do it at the right time at the right place. This is the big park we went to that we took quite a bit, most of the day to go through there. This place was packed. This was some of the things that we saw. That beautiful. Somebody was giving them hot air balloon rides down here. This guy was walking in front of us. This is our hot air balloon back at Solitaire. There's Linda, people from Texas, I think there were, the Grand Casino Big, and this pilot that took us up has been in Albuquerque, New Mexico, flown down there at their big Albuquerque show. So he's a good pilot, and it was a big basket. He took 9 of us up there. So this is the pilot right here. Gerhard didn't go because he was chicken. He didn't want to get off the ground. So he stayed on the ground. This is what it looks like in Solitaire. That's the town of Solitaire. There's the motel room. There's a swimming pool. There's a restaurant. There's a gas station. That's it. That's all there is.
And they haul their water.
And they haul a lot of water. Then they haul their gas. This is what it looks like from the air up there, about 2,000, 2,500 feet up in the air. It was early morning. I was trying to get a beautiful sunrise. It just wasn't going to happen. So I tried to get the landscape, and that's what it looked like way up there in the air. Not a breeze up there. We just kind of stood there. So it was very nice to take some nice pictures. And you can see the roads are nothing but dirt roads going to nowhere. So if you don't stop in Solitaire and refresh, it's your own fault. Because trying to get a tow truck out there to you ain't going to happen. There's Solitaire right there. There's David, he was with us. Isn't that beautiful? Just coming up early in the morning up there with the sunrise. And they do have those hills. I mean, we're talking 200 feet, 300 feet. Here we are sitting at 7,000 feet. They're talking a couple hundred feet. But these mountains are beautiful to look at from the sky. A lot of rocks. There's a shadow of the balloon. We're coming back in for a landing. There's the wild animals down here. They didn't care what we were doing as long as they leave them alone. They're eating
And where are they getting water?
from the
Swimming pool.
yeah, not from the swimming pool, but they got water holes out there. They
That's
got-
a joke.
This is the guy, so this is when he gave us the food and our drink and whatnot there. These were just 100 pictures of 3,000 of this particular trip. So we're going to shut this one off and we're going to start the actual video of 2015 that Gerhardt took Linda and I. Susan was not with me on this first trip here. And as soon as it starts up, we'll let it run.
And this is the Botswana, right?
This is the Botswana trip.
So that was all Namibia, the
That was
slideshow?
on-
Yeah, the last one was in Namibia.
And this was 2 weeks too?
Yep. We flew into Mon and we got an airplane ride to go fly over the what delta was that, Linda?
Okanagan,
The Okanagan Delta.
and we roughed it.
Yeah, we roughed it again.
Yeah.
Now this is the very first motel we stayed at. Of course, we had to refresh, get some beer, get some drinks, and go to bed. There's our leader. Hey! There's Linda taking a smoke break. We have to stop every now and then so she can take a smoke break. We're flying up there in a little Air Blue jet up there over the delta, and you'll see the animals, the elephants, the rhinos, from about 500, 600 feet up in the air. This is the hut and the living conditions of the African people in that area. These are the rich guys. They got rooftops, cement buildings. There's the town all laid out there. Look at all the animals out here, all the buffaloes. Here's a close-up picture of that.
Same time of year again, it's just fall?
Same thing in the fall.
Yeah. Our fall.
Correct. Our
Yeah.
fall.
There's the elephants there, elephant there, elephants here, elephants here. This burn control, trying to get some of the weeds and stuff down there. So they were doing some burning. Some animals here. And that river runs for miles. Then we went to Namibia. This was their information center and their internet cafe bar. This is their information center, I'm sorry. There's that 2 horsepower wagon here. There's a lot of that down there. You have the very third world countries. They have no means of gasoline or cars. So if everybody can catch a ride with that guy, you're good. You see that dress attire look like the one over in Namibia? We went to a school. They were teaching school, so we stopped and talked to the principal. Was it the principal? Susan? Yeah. And now this is where the hoof-and-mouth disease crossing was at. All the vehicles had to go through it. Our shoes had to go through it to kill any disease from hoof-and-mouth from going from one region to the other. This is the Namibia school. No air conditioning, no nothing, just block buildings, metal roof. And there's the principal, there's the school teacher. We were all teachers here. There's the kids. This is the teacher's desk. They got cardboard on the walls over here. They got a little piece of carpet on the floor to keep the dust down. They teach on dirt. She makes signs for them.
Look at the wall up at the top.
Look at here. It's all open. They got their English, their African, so that they can learn both languages. Everybody's taught that in school. This is all African.
And it's co-ed, it's both girls and boys.
Teaching them their alphabet, the alphabetical order and stuff. There's the top and there's the dirt. Anything that you leave behind, they will find another use for it, because they don't have nothing, absolutely nothing. There's a water jug for the day if the kids get thirsty.
Were there only boys in school, or were there girls too?
There were girls too.
There were girls too, okay.
And about what age do they stop school?
That start or stop?
Stop.
Do you know that, Gerhard?
18 in theory.
18 years old.
In theory?
In there.
Yeah. They all have to pay?
Very low fees. Very low. It's
Now
mostly
this
for-
Cedillo place, according to them, this was the first, see if I'm right here, Linda, the first African primates, thousands and thousands and millions of years ago, lived in this area. Because of these pictures, Linda and I, we were mentioned in National Geographic for taking these pictures. This is our guide that day, and you can see the handwriting or the blood writing on the rocks.
And it's all of the Sun people, the Bushman peoples, all that writing is from them. 4,000 years ago.
This is the cave that they lived in.
Where is this?
This is back in Botswana. This is close to Chitawi. Tsodilo Hills. It's called the Mountain of the Gods.
And this is a UNESCO site as well.
We had to take a group shot.
What a lovely crew.
Now this is a cemetery. First thing, of course, we looked at, I said, well, why do they have canopies? Those are the people, they're telling you who it is, what they died, and whatever. You know why they got the canopy? You notice the mounds of dirt, they're not in the ground.
Keep the rain from washing it
To
away.
keep the animals from digging in there, but also to keep the person cool, because it's hot. Now we got into the, what river was this, Linda?
Chobe.
The Chobe River. These guys were having a fight. So I decided to turn the camera on the video so we could walk, look at that. And I'm not sure if they were fighting over who, what, when, and where, but they were having a heyday. And I thought they were going to come in the water, tip us over in the boat, because we're just maybe 40 feet from them here. Not very far. We'll just flow
Are you out on the?
on the river very slowly.
Yes, we're on the Chobe River.
He needs his teeth cleaned.
Yeah, no.
And here we go. They started to fight, and I thought they were going to come after us in the water.
They killed.
Because once they go into the river and go underwater, you can't see them. You don't know where they're at.
And they're big.
Yeah, they're huge. Trust me. Here he comes.
Jesus.
And I thought he was going to jump on it. But he went to the left of us here and jumped over this little thing and went in the water. He does it so smooth. Look at that. And under the water he goes. You don't know where he's at. Here comes his buddy. Now when they come back up and they're playing around and being nice to you, they'll come up and give you these kind of shots like this.
This is a preserve, right? National park. Preserve.
In the big park, right, in the natural habitat, nobody jacks with them, yeah. What kind of bird is that?
It's a white heron.
Heron? Now there he is telling us about elephant prints in the sand, which way he's going or whatever not, which I didn't know.
This was what Uncle Bandit.
So that's why.
Then we went to the Chicago River Lodge. This was a beautiful place to stay well, good food. I mean, just beautiful. Everything's open.
The nicest place we stayed. We stayed in many nice places.
Then Linda bought this from this little gal. She was making that handmade. Oh, you can hang out in these little baskets and watch people float down the river.
Uncle Bandit, the Alta Intersports.
Like this one here is.
That's the dining room.
Yeah, this is the dining room area.
To the right was the reception area.
Now this is rice and what else?
Crocodile.
Crocodile.
There's
It was
spice in
good.
there, too.
It was good. Trust me.
Good.
Here I am leaving that morning from the lodge.
We each had little individual chalets.
There's another big lodge right down here, just down below us. There's yours truly. Then we went to Baobab Park. These are the oldest trees. What did you tell us about that one, Linda?
They're some of the oldest trees in the world. Some of them are thousands of years old. And they can date them. And they're also becoming, they may be becoming extinct. They're losing some of those trees that have been around for thousands of years.
It was Dad's birthday that night out there in the Salt Flats. There's nothing out here, people. Not a bug, not an ant, not a mosquito, nada. But these guys took care of us. We all got little sleeping bags, and we slept out in the out open. Everybody looked like us going to sleep that night.
You can pause that. There's two important things. It was Dan's birthday, and it was the night of the blood moon.
There's your blood moon right there.
Nice time.
I mean, when you get this guy for a guide, he gets things down.
I was just showing here the thickness of the roof line, almost a foot thick. Keep the water out of it. Now these were little huts with canvas, bathroom on the side, little beds. There's your bathroom, and just a nice little facility, very nice. Air conditioner and a TV. There's your refrigerator on the floor. These guys are out scrounging around. And you wouldn't think you'd find these kind of resorts down there in South Africa. But there they are. Now this is called the raft. And I'll tell you what, these people put out some good food. Excellent food.
And it was moored in the middle of the river.
They park in the middle of the river and they anchor there. The little boats will take you there to them and you stay on the raft. You eat there, you jack around there, do what you want to do. Watch the elephants, because you're going to see the elephants crossing the river here, how they do it every day, morning and every night. This is an evening shot of us going up the river. This is the Chobe National Park. Now, the video that's coming on, this guy was in trouble. Because all the little hyenas, was it the hyenas or wild dogs?
Wild dogs.
Wild dogs were after that guy right here. And they're going to gang up on him here. You'll see what happens here. This was early in the morning. You notice he's got the water behind him. They don't like water. Here's the babies over here waiting. Mom and Dad's over here checking this out.
Looks like the Super Bowl.
Almost like the Super Bowl, yeah. Who's going to give in here?
And the antelope is a water buck.
This guy's a water buck. They don't quite know what to do because they don't want to get wet. Anyway, how the story ended, they gave up on him. They left, and they came right by our vehicle right here. Remember the lion that got shot over there? Okay. I think the lion that you're going to see here must be his brother. He had a bad eye. Somebody either got into a fight and he lost one eye. And you'll see that here in the pictures.
Zimbabwe. Cecil was in Zimbabwe though, this is in Botswana.
Of course, as long as these guys waiting for something.
Oh, wow. That's a sable,
That's a sable.
Prince of Africa.
Look at that guy.
Now these guys, these chickens are a trip to watch at nighttime digging for stuff. Here's a guy right here, he's got a bad eye right there. Look at the size of those paws. Here's a little female over here. She's calling to him. Pretty soon I'll get if you can hear it or not. You'll see her neck rise and she's calling him out. There she is. Beautiful, big feet. This guy was hitching a ride. He's hanging on the bone. Now these are wild baboons or just wild monkeys?
Baboons.
Wild baboons. Okay. And if you got food anywhere, they will find you.
This is a kudu. Well, that's right.
It was difficult for me to pick out enough pictures to do a little 20-minute slide presentation out of thousands of pictures. But this is the best I did here.
Sable.
Now we're going to get into the elephant thing, and I learned a lot about, we stayed at a camp here. Look at all the animals in through here, along the river bottom. We were crossing into another country here, that's why we were. Here's your Moabab trees. They look like they've been upside down. The roots are up, and the trunk is down. Now, remember you guys seen the little 12 meerkats advertisement? Well, this guy's job is to take care of them right here. We got to play with these guys. That's his job, take care of those meerkats. There's 12 of them. And they're going through the elephant dung, looking for something to eat.
And I think when they would dig, they would find, I think it was scorpions.
It was scorpions underneath. Now there's Linda trying to take a picture of him, and they're down there digging a hole trying to find scorpions. And you watch how fast they can dig. And what they do is they come up and they feel the scorpion moving underneath the dirt, and then they start digging. You'll find it very quickly. So, no, gotta go back and dig some more. This vehicle is an old German tanker. It was outfitted for photographers. You sit up there high, you got a rest up here for your camera, your lenses, and they'll take you around so you can take pictures. We just don't see these kind of animals around here. We don't have them. Now along the bank here, if you notice, there's a bunch of little holes. That's where they live. Now there's 2 birds there. Anybody see the second one?
Toward the back on the right.
Right here.
Oh, yeah.
Over here?
Yeah.
Nope.
No, on this side. Flat, yeah.
I had the Roseman, I said, back up. So he backed up, and he's right over here on the right side.
Oh, in the very background.
Right there.
Wow.
These are little holes along the bank, that's where the little birds all live at. Then these guys are all over the place, crossing the river, out the bank, whatever. These people live by the bank, wash their clothes, they go take their baths down there, they do whatever they need to do with the river water. Trouble is, they lose their kids, because the kids go out and play in the river, and an alligator comes by, and there goes your kid. See what I mean? I wouldn't send my kids up there, but they do. There's the old means of transportation, getting his bicycle in somewhere. I mean, this is third world transportation.
It's the job done.
It gets the job done, that's right. I saw this picture the other night on YouTube video. Somebody had gone down to South Africa. There's the sunset going down. Trying to find music that was suitable for these videos was a little bit of a job.
You did well, yeah, you did great.
This was another nice little place we stayed at to shoot the elephants. I did a lot of shooting of the elephant. Mr. Gerhard here decided to cook supper for us and barbecued. We had some great supper. This was a nighttime exposure shot, 30 seconds, because there was no lights except in the building over here. This was next morning. We got a watering hole here that everybody has to share. And I mean everybody. And they all take turns. There's 4 or 5 different squads of elephants. One will come in, when they're through, they leave, the next one moves in. They all don't come in at one time. And as you can see, there's fresh water coming up right up there, from the little ones to the big ones. And on the left, they got it pretty muddy, pretty mucky. And you'll see here in a minute what's going to happen here.
Are these artificially made water holes?
Yes.
Yeah. What this guy did, he made this artificial hole. And then he put motel units so then people can sit there and watch the elephants come in and drink and take pictures. Because they get you very close to the action.
There's also a bunker where you go underground and you let
Yeah, he's got a bunker that you can go underneath and come up and stay eye level with the elephant, which was very, very neat. So that's why we got such great pictures there.
Yeah, Don was not laying on his belly looking up.
No, I was standing up looking at little people.
Is there a lot of poaching?
Oh yeah.
Not that many days, like all African countries, but
There's
we've got it
one
under
herd here.
control.
This little herd's drinking. This one already left. What kind of bird is that one?
Red-billed hornbill.
Now these guys spend a lot of time in the mud, you know, mudding up, keep the flies away. If you notice, the elephant's ear is in shape of Africa. The baboons follow the elephant. Now this little guy got himself in a pickle. He couldn't get out of here. So Mom has to come over here and give him a hand.
Give him a trunk.
Yeah, give him the trunk.
He did a good job.
Ever so kindly.
Great capture.
Now you're going to see him crossing the river, which is quite unique. Because the little baby's underwater, hanging on with his trunk.
Do they swim or just wade?
They wait,
Right there they can swim.
and they can swim if they have to. You can see the water line right here. Here they come.
We're on a boat.
And I'm on boats watching these guys. Just like those people are back there. The little one is right there. He's underwater, holding his breath. There's Mom. She's the leader.
Yeah.
Yes.
This boat was on the other side. I was hoping he could just be quiet so he wouldn't scare the elephants. Just a young one.
How protected are they?
Very, very protected. See, he's all black. Look over where she's at with the water line. The last two trips, we had a couple of them. They were single elephants by themselves. Stop and start flagging his ears and throwing his head around. He chased us down the road a little bit. He didn't want us to be there. They were running. See the big herds coming in now. And they're going to fight a little bit and chase each other off. But they'll settle down and get their water.
What's the lifespan of an elephant?
60 years. 60 years.
So you're in a bunker taking these pictures, huh?
Right now, I'm up on top of the hotel restaurant. They had a second story, and I was up there videoing all of this.
He was in the bar.
I was in the bar, having a drink. The elephants were doing that. These guys are out here watching.
And do you see security forces around the motel and people armed or?
No.
Oh,
Because
You just barely see somebody on the road out there somewhere, wave at him, want to
Even
let
at the
you.
national parks and the
No,
parks.
there's nothing going on.
The national park is different than we think of national park.
Now, we went to Victoria Falls. Victoria Falls was dominated by the British. And we took a helicopter ride over Victoria Falls. And these were some of the rooms there at the hotel. We didn't stay here, we just visited that day, took a helicopter ride through the falls. This is the old original train.
You did?
Did you? Good for you.
Is it dry now, the falls?
It's now, the water has picked up, it's almost full.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
These people are swimming in this corner over here.
No.
Is this
Oh yeah, there's always got to be a black one.
Are you in Zimbabwe?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
Zimbabwe. That's called the Devil's Pool, where they swim.
Those people are right over here swimming. I won't be up there for a lot of money.
This is 3 years ago, 3.5.
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
So we went on this chopper ride right here. That's what the gorge looks like.
Yeah, I changed it. I changed it up now.
You do the microlights.
See, those people are right over here.
Yeah.
This is a big delta, just dubbing into.
Pretty fat,
And the chopper,
What was nice is helicopter had bubble windows, so you could throw the camera way out there. Take nice
down
pictures.
one side tipped, and then you turn.
You can see a little bit of reflection. And then we had a rainbow when we walked down through there. So.
See, there may be no fences, no railings, none. Which was nice.
How long were you there?
Long time ago.
Okay, lights. Any questions from anybody?
Is that it? That was fabulous.
Who wants to go to South Africa now? This is the guy you want to talk to right here, make those arrangements.
How long of a flight is it?
It's about a 16-hour flight
From the East Coast.
from the east, from New York straight down to Johannesburg, non-stop. So they fly you at nighttime because there ain't a damn thing to see except water. You get there the next morning and you start your day, and then you fly back at nighttime again. There ain't a damn thing to see, same water except going backwards. So we flew from Denver to New York to Johannesburg, then back the same way.
These countries, how many of them do you need a visa to visit?
Only in Zimbabwe, in Zambia. You can now get what we call a CASA visa, which covers both countries. There are ways to get them beforehand in America, but then you need to be closer to the consulate, which I think is in Washington somewhere. So we get them at the border. So you go to the border and you just, I think you pay $40 and then you get a CASA which covers both countries, and then you in, but the rest no visas required.
Now, where were we? We had to go and get a visa.
When we went into Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. Okay. Plus, they don't like you U.S. dollars. They'll take the U.S. dollars, but it has to be newer than 2007. So if your billing is less than that, they'll give it right back to you. So I don't know why they don't want it.
Yeah,
They want
we did
new
have that
money.
happen to us.
Yeah, they wanted that new.
We had to pay a $51 fee to get
Oh, yeah.
visa past that
The
day.
newer one.
Yeah, politicians
We
are
did get a
stealing
visa
money like
going
that
to
nice
Mexico.
crisp bill.
Yeah, they want newer billing. They don't want the old stuff.
There was a visa, I don't know much about that.
One more, Mozambique does require a visa. Very simple. I mean, we went through, and the one thing that I was really impressed the last couple of times I've been down there, when you go into Johannesburg, they photographed us and they fingerprinted us. And I thought, what a concept. You know, they were very particular. I mean, obviously they checked our passports, but they identified us and wanted to know how long we would be there. They were very pleasant and they were very nice, but they knew who was coming to their country. And every place we crossed. Zimbabwe took longer just because of the system. Easy to get through, very pleasant people. Mozambique, same thing. They wanna know who's in their country and who's coming and going.
So you didn't have any in Mozambique in the pictures, what did you do there?
Last year, okay, this past fall, we were in Namibia with Ghana. 2 years prior to that, in 17, we went to the country of South Africa. And during that trip, we went over into Mozambique and spent a day there. Then we went into Swaziland and went into Kruger National Park and spent the whole time in South Africa. So there were no photographs.
There was
of
no
that.
photographs of that trip.
But that's,
I still haven't had time to work on those yet, when I was showing you the latest ones already. But they're not in the right format, but it was good enough for the show today. So I got a lot of work yet to do at home. When you go through thousands of photos and try to make a video, pick out the best ones for you, it takes time.
any other questions
Any
about
other questions? Yeah.
Botswana or Namibia, since that was the subject here?
Did you feel safe on your trip? Did you ever come to a point where you felt unsafe?
Never, ever did we
Never.
feel unsafe. From the time we landed, the time we left. We never have to look over your back or
Botswana
anybody
is the
following you.
safest country in Africa. We still we have 2 million people for the whole country. It's about the size of Texas, and we have still about 2 judicial systems. One is the tribal courts, where for small crimes you take someone for that and they still get issued lashings for that, and we still have the death penalty in Botswana, and a very good police and defense force. But the people as well, there's never been any conflict in Botswana. There's no racial tension or anything in Botswana like you've got in South Africa at the moment. So it's same for Namibia. Those are 2 very, very safe countries to visit in Southern Africa.
Did Botswana, is it controlled, the government is controlled by the natives then, or?
Yes,
It
yes.
is.
From 1966, there's a very good movie.
Wonderful king, yeah,
Um,
queen.
What's the movie's name?
Can't-
United Kingdom. Yeah, a United Kingdom or something. It's been made about Sir Seretse Khama. As you know, he was married to a white lady, Ruth Khama, and they stayed in exile in London for that time. And in 1966, the British relinquished Botswana without any conflict. They didn't realize there were so much diamonds though. And then in 1968 we had our first elections, and it was Seretse Khama, Matseri Mogai Khama's son, and now we've got Masisi last year elected our 5th president for the country.
And is this country integrated then? I mean, the blacks and whites?
Yeah, as I said, there's 2 million people, and we are maybe 50,000 blacks, whites in the country. So it's integrated sort of, but I mean it's
Go
very...
to school together and everything?
Yeah, not really. In big towns like Gaborone, Francistown, places like that, they do share schools. But in the townships, there's mostly just black people in the schools. But in the bigger towns where most of the white people stay, they do go to school together, obviously.
And the wealth is concentrated where?
More to the whites. More to the whites. There are some good black, and they try to, but you must know it's Africa. I mean, in Africa, unfortunately, doesn't matter where it's going to happen, it's always going to go to the one side because of their culture and their genetics. They're not in work. The concept of work and wealth is a very different thing than it is for us. They live for today. As long as they sort it out for today. Even if it's a brand new BMW for today that they can afford today, you will drive it today. And for them, saving up for the future, acquiring wealth, is not the same thing. So, depends what you say about it, but that's the main reason why it will always be like that all over Africa.
What kind of industry do they have?
Botswana's the main industry is diamonds. We're the biggest exporter of diamonds in the world, carat-wise, and then agriculture, beef, cattle, and then tourism. Those are the 3 top ones.
Botswana has the best beef ever. Yeah.
In the European colonial era, was Namibia claimed by some European countries?
German.
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 And in Mozambique?
Portuguese.
Portuguese,
Yeah.
Botswana and Zimbabwe, both British.
Yeah, you had the Portuguese on the one side, the Germans on the other side. The Portuguese had Angola as well. And then South Africa, and what they called South Rhodesia, which is Zimbabwe, North Rhodesia, Zambia, Botswana, Kenya, Tanzania, that line up was all British. And then up on the west side it was the Belgians on the Congo and
And French West Africa.
that's great, yeah.
What do you know about, can you just tell us about your family? I mean, because it's not German, it's Dutch, right? I mean,
I think we are German, but we came to South Africa a long time ago, I think in the beginning 1800s or something. So we've been there quite a while. But I can't speak the German language though, I can only speak the Afrikaans language.
He was born and raised in South Africa and went to school, university in Pretoria, just outside of Johannesburg.
Yeah, I've been staying in Botswana now for 20 years.
When you talk about feeling unsafe, it was never the people or any of that, but one of the places he took us to had a water hole. And her stepson and I stayed up, they all went to bed. They had the spotlights down, that's where I saw a lot of the animals, but we're sitting there and it's black. They have a little bench, water holes down there. David, can you not hear that noise? David, do you really not hear that? I hear something, and I mean, I hear, he turns on the spotlight and we have a jackal sitting this close to us. Could not see it, he just looks at us. We had to make noise to get him to leave. And there's yucky, but it was the whole time, and he's like, you're fine. Can you not hear that? There's something here with us. It's like they were lying.
You said there was a snake out of your first hotel?
They're not one of the first ones, but they, what was it, a cobra?
Yeah, they killed
It was
one.
small, only 5 feet long. So I didn't get the picture out, but it was out in the grass. So she's on her hands and knees looking under the bed.
I would be too.
No, the thing that happened was, one of the ladies that was in the room next to me, she was a businesswoman from Johannesburg or someplace, and anyway, she said, I'm not trying to frighten you, I just want you to be aware. Now, I'm aware there's snakes in Africa, but you'd have to be kind of dumb to go to Africa and not understand that. But she said, they are around, and I'm just telling you, be careful where you walk, and just pay attention. And we were fine. But yes, they did tell us the first day that they'd killed a
And they showed us the picture.
and it was just a small one.
So is that routine that they would kill a snake if it's in the area where people are?
Yeah, it depends on the place and the people. I'm the same. I'm so scared of a snake, I need to shoot it with a rifle. I can't get close enough with a shotgun.
That's one thing you will be safe with your heart, because he will not allow you to
Be stupid.
be stupid. Yes, thank you. When we were in South Africa, we took a drive. It was not Garrett Hart, it was another friend of ours who was the guide, and he had made arrangements for us to take tours of 2 or 2 days in Kruger. So we're in Kruger National Park, and the guy that's driving the thing, black guy's driving and a black guy is talking to us about the animals and what's going on. We came around the corner, and there was a private car there, and there was a sign that said, I don't know, Kruger rest area that way or something. And these two people had gotten out of their car and walked over by the sign, and they're taking each other's pictures.
That's so stupid.
Our guide stopped, and he explained to them, rather impolitely, get your butts back in that car. And our guides, we stayed there and watched until we knew they were safe back in the car. How stupid.
Can I tell one little Kruger story?
Sure.
So we're driving there, we're seeing the rhino, the elephants, I mean, it's just so fantastic. The thing that we stayed and watched the longest was a dung beetle roll a ball of elephant manure from one side of the road to the other. And it could get a little momentum and grab on and you go whoop over and then run around and come over and you realize they're rolling this dung out into the, the bush there. and burying it, and that's what's keeping that land fertile. And it was just fantastic. It was like our most favorite animal.
So why did the dung beetle cross the road?
Yeah, exactly, you know. Had to get that ball to the other side.
What's happening with the drought then in South Africa? How bad is it and what's happening?
Most of the drought, there was a serious drought in Namibia, even with us in Botswana, up in the north, even in my parts in the east. But most of it has been broken now. There is still one part in South Africa, in the Eastern Cape, around the Oudtshoorn and Karoo area, that is still very dry. But most of it has been broken. We had above average rainfall in most parts of southern Africa. Namibia is fine, Botswana is fine. Most of South Africa, there's one little part that still needs some more rain, but at least it's broken for now. Yeah.
So is Cape Town off the rations?
Yeah, it's off the rations. Yeah, it's actually since last year it's been off the rations. They had good winter rains for the area. Most of their dams are basically full. I'm sure they will still be tough on it. The planning around Cape Town was never done very good for the growth that ever started there. So I'm pretty sure that in the next couple of years, hopefully they get some money that they will start some desalinating plants and things. But I hope that they are more conservative towards their water usage than they used to be. There's not enough water supply actually for the size of the city. Many people moved down there in South Africa as things got tougher up north and developments and things. So there's actually too many people for the water supply.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Seriously, if you ever happen to have the desire or the opportunity, go.
I can give you my number, or Donald has my number, and they've got my number. I was actually not prepared for
We didn't know we were coming.
Yeah, we got his number all right, yeah.
You can just.
I didn't even know he was